So, yes, social media is crowded. Everybody is building brands. Everybody has a website now. Everybody has a podcast now. Yada, yada, yada. The bottom line is we are entering the branding era. We are firmly, as a matter of fact, in the branding era. What this means is that everybody is going to be a brand in the nearest future. And therefore, they're going to want to work with brands because brands want to work with brands. So if the fact that more and more people are building personal brands is what you're holding on to as your reason why you will not build your personal brand, I'm here to tell you that that's not going to work. You can be an independent person and not be communicating your value and therefore not be leveraging the digital atmosphere to like put out what you need to put out to be seen as a brand. But when the people that are building brands are looking for people to work with, they're going to be looking for fellow brands, because if I have an audience, I'm going to be looking for people who also have an audience to move the project forward so that it will not just be my audience that will be the recipients of any message that we're putting out. On that note, anybody that wants to start building her personal brand now is still on track, is still among the early birds, because there are so many people now that are still not going to believe that personal branding is the future. And therefore, if you start now, you have an advantage. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a checklist that you can follow to make sure that your brand is properly put together, to make sure that at the end of the day, you know what you're doing, your people know what you're doing, and they can find you. Whether you're just getting started or you've been at this but you haven't done it properly and you would like an expert insight, this is it for you. So grab your phone, grab your notepad, grab your notes app, whatever it is that you're going to be using to take notes. Make sure you take notes so that you can take action immediately. First up, you want to define what your core message will be. Now, the preliminary to this is your why. Why do you even want a brand in the first place? Whatever your why is, I want to be able to travel, I want additional income, I want a better life for my family. Whatever your why is, it is yours. It's not anybody else that will tell you what your why is. So figure out your why and figure out your message. Your why is the reason why you're going to be building a brand, and your message is going to be what you're going to be building your brand around. Now, your message is usually a very nice compilation of what you like, the change you want to see in the world, and what you're capable of. That is your skill set. So, between hobbies and problems that you've had that you've overcome, and things that you do in your job that you would like to, build a business around, your message is going to be somewhat related to all of these things. The two things you want to immediately define is, why am I building this personal brand, and what value am I delivering through this personal brand? That's your message. In 2021, the Journal of Business did a research, right? And they found out that 75% of personal brands who led with their story and told their why and were clear about their message had the trust of their audience. So the more you are clear on your why, the more you can communicate it. The more you are sure of what you're trying to pass, the message you're trying to pass, the more you will be able to garner trust among your audience. So clarity is always the first step. Whether I work with clients in like one-on-ones or group coaching, or even in my classes like the Branding Bolding Masterclass that's coming up, we always start with definition, because without clarity, you will go nowhere fast. Right? So you want to clarify right off the bat, like, why am I doing this and what am I even doing in the first place? So, item two on the checklist is your visual brand. Now that you are clear on your message and you are clear on your why, and you're clear in that exercise as well, you should be clear on like who you're here for. So, if you know your message, you know who you're communicating that message to, right? I didn't add that at the beginning. But now the next step is like visual identity. Now, your visual identity has to come after you have clarified your message, because you now know the kind of people that you're speaking to, and therefore you'll be able to know the kind of visual identity that will attract them. Usually I go with what would attract you, because you're going to be attracting people that are like you, that are, your vibe, right? So from your visuals to your images to your colors, let them be create a place that you enjoy, so that the people that come, you guys already have something in common. So choose visuals that reflect your personality and your message. Let your color be, because this is really reflective of what you're bringing to the table, not because some brand strategist somewhere said this color is better for this and that color is better for that, right? This is the best way to make sure that you create an atmosphere that fosters your creativity, that you can, come and chill in and at the same time give value through. Now, in 2022, Emerald did another research and it showed that consistent use of brand colors raised trust and recognition by 80%. What this means is that when you pick a set of colors and you use them consistently, people start associating you with those colors, and therefore they will start to even know your posts before they know that you actually created the post because of the nice combination of colors. And it goes even beyond colors. It's like fonts, it's like tone, and so on and so forth. So be clear about your visual identity. Create a visual identity that you enjoy and stay consistent with it. Don't change your colors every 2 weeks, right? You're allowed to evolve, you're allowed to grow, but you also need to understand the power of consistency when it comes to branding. So the third step is to set up your digital store. I always say that you might not need a full-blown website before you begin or as you're starting out, but you should have some sort of space that houses all of your internet presence. So it can be, if you can afford a website, the best thing is to go for a website straight away. If not, you can go to like a place like Linktree or like ConvertKit and just create a simple landing page that will hold all of the information that people need to know about you. When people find you online on social media or they hear about you, they're going to want to search for you. They're going to want to, know what you're about. How are people going to know what you're about? So you, as a personal brand builder, as a person who is ready to be seen and known and sought after, you will anticipate these questions and then put things in place so that you will be found, things that other people will find when they're looking for you or for somebody that has the kind of skill set that you do. Now, the fourth step is to optimize your social media profiles. Straight up, the first tip that I will give you on this is to use your name. Use your government name. When I started building my brand, I was so scared of backlash and judgment that I was too scared to use my own name. I remember when I started my business online, we were smart brand content, right? So I had my page, I had my name, but I was too shy, I was too afraid to use it. But the more that I put myself out there, the more I saw how valuable my content was, the more I felt empowered to use my name. But if I was going to give myself, my former self, some advice, I would say use your name immediately. You are the person that will tell people what your name carries. So use your name and then do everything within your power to push that name, to give power to that name, to back that name up. Now, each of your profiles, whether it's Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter or Threads, use your name so that immediately people will start to connect the value that you bring with your name and your face and your voice. So this will speed up the branding process. In the event you're wondering why, this will speed up the branding process so that if they find you on LinkedIn and they find you on Instagram, it's the same name, so there's no confusion. If they find your podcast or your YouTube channel and they find you on Instagram, it's the same name, the same message, the same visuals. All of this just works to like rapidly push your personal brand forward. Make sure your colors are clear. Make sure your visual identity is clear. Make sure your message is clear. Make sure that there is no question at all of the value that you bring to the table or the message that you're talking about or the space in which you are influencing. There is no question. So now that you have set up all of the like foundational stuff, it is time to put yourself out there. Item 5 that you will check is to create a consistent content strategy. Now, emphasis on consistent because there is no point of putting out content once in a while or every other week or putting out plenty content at once and then after a while you just grow silent. What you need, like I said, is consistency, and therefore you've got to have a plan. Now, because content is king when it comes to building your personal brand, you actually have to have a proper plan and an execution strategy. The kind of consistency that you need requires structure, right? It requires a plan, it requires an execution plan as well. Because when your audience knows to expect quality content from you, they will keep coming back, and that will now create the bond that you need for them to become like full blown community members that support you wherever you go, that buy from you, that that refer you, that talk about your brand like you were the one talking about it yourself. In 2020, HubSpot did a research, right? They did like a survey, and they found out that people who prioritized content marketing through blogs, through podcasts, through YouTube, through social media, they saw 13 times more return on investment. That is for all the time, money, and effort that they put out, 13 times return over people that were not exactly intentional about their content. So item 6 now would be to clarify your brand story. Build up that brand story. Now understand that personal branding is a long story. You're basically telling people the story of how much value you bring to the table. And so with every interaction of your post, it should tell a story about your place on the in your niche, in your industry, in your clients' lives, something. So every post that you make should be communicating something. Every single post. So share your journey, share your challenges, share the obstacles that you have overcome, share the things that lift you up, share the things that bring you down. And this authenticity, this acceptance of the people that are watching your content, that are ingesting your content as family, will allow them to see you as family as well. And then there'll just be this bond, this connection. You cannot escape storytelling if you want an authentic brand. You have to share the things that go on with you. If you look at my videos, you'll see I say a lot of when I first started, how I started, what's going on with me, because the truth is you are watching the journey. I've been building my brand since 2019, and you know where I am. For the people that started with me, they've seen the growth. For the people that joined along the way, they've still seen everything that's going on. You saw me launch my podcast, you saw me launch Enterprise and Heals, you saw me hold the conference, you saw me figure things out in real time. So when you're building your brand, show your people that, listen, I may not know all the answers, but I plan to figure it out. So item 7 is to get deliberate about networking. The thing about your personal brand is, in fact, branding in general is a series of associations. So your personal brand is going to be checked according to the associations that you have. Who are the people that are talking about you? Who are the people that are supporting you? Who are the people that are sharing your posts? Now, to curate those people, because life is a give and take thing, right? Life is a give and take thing. So if you want people to like your post and comment and share, you do the same for others. That's the best way to network online. Show the support that you want from people. And I'm not saying like do it in a manipulative way. Just understand that you will get back what you give. It might not come through the people that you actually give, but just go online with the view that I'm going to support the people that I can support, and I'm going to expect to be supported. So allow yourself to network, allow yourself meet people, go to networking events in person, attend people's lives, attend people's programs, and just show support. Now, at this point, after navigating social media for a while and like putting yourself out there with the content that you're creating, and if you don't know how to create content, join us in Branding Boldly Masterclass. But after putting out content consistently, you will start to see people that are trying to find out how they can work with you. It works like magic, guys. It works like magic. So when they start to come and you help one or two people from the get go, make sure that you are gathering testimonials. Anybody you work with, whether it is in free or paid capacity, make sure that you are consistently collecting testimonials. Ask people how working with you went. Ask them what it was like, what the experience was like. In fact, ask them what you can do better. That is how you get the feedback that will allow you to get better and better at your craft. So item 9 on the checklist is to make sure that you are building community. That means that you are engaging with your audience. You are talking with people. You are not ignoring their comments. You're not ignoring their likes. You are engaging even on their own content. Let them know that you see them, you hear them, and they matter to you. This is so important because you're nothing without the community and the audience that you're going to build. Those are the people that will build your brand. Those are the people that will talk to you, that will let you know what they need, that will, just support you, that will attend your stuff, that will reach out to you and will share you and refer you. So make sure that you are making them feel seen. Make sure that you're letting them know that you understand them and that you relate with them. And so when you use things like polls on your stories or like you have a conversation, Thankfully, Instagram allows you to do that. Like you can do run polls, you can do question and answers, and so on and so forth. So those are ways that you can like have exchanges with your audience. So it's not just one-sided, you creating content and just putting it out there. There's the part where you are also like asking them what's going on with them. There are times when I run polls on my stories. It has nothing to do with personal branding and everything to do with the people on the other side of the phone. So I ask you, how is your weekend? What is Monday morning like for you? And so on and so forth. Not because it's going to get me any kind of money or any kind of returns, but because genuinely I want to know the kind of women that are in my community. I want to know their challenges. I want to know how I can help them more. So make sure that you are always asking these questions. Last but not least, always stay improving. Don't ever let it be that the last training you got was the best you could get. There is always more. There's always a book to read, there's a training to attend, there's a coach to get. There is always something more you can learn. And if you have this learning mindset, if you have the mindset that I will learn and keep learning and never stop learning, you will figure things out so quickly, and you will always have something to pour out to your community. Personal branding is a journey, not a destination. So in personal branding, trends change. In whatever your niche is, food, fitness, parenting, relationships, things come up, things change, things happen. So make sure that you're always keeping your eye on the ball. Remember that to be an expert and to be a leader, you have to know what's going on in your industry. You have to know what's going on, and you have to be able to interpret this for your audience. So make sure that you have your hand in the pie. And how do you do that? You follow other experts, you join the industry newsletters, you make sure that you are reading always about how things are going on in that side of the world, in that section of your industry. Make sure that you know what is going on. And when you find out what's going on, make sure you communicate it to your audience so that they will know that you are out there looking out for them. And if you're looking for a webinar to sign up for, we have a masterclass coming up on the 11th and 12th of October. And this is like this Friday, right? This is on Friday. 11th and 12th of October is the Branding Boldly Masterclass, and it's the most effective personal branding training. So if you're ready to put out your message, or you've been putting it out, but there are so many things that you haven't figured out yet, either the tech side or the foundational side or like the offers part or the funnels part, this masterclass is breaking it down to simple strategies. So link is in the description. Hit it and reserve your seat. All right, there you have it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for staying with me till the end. I'm very excited about what you will do with your brand. If you enjoyed this video, please like and please comment and share it with somebody that it will help. Also, let me know in the comments which of the things on this checklist are you going to start with today, because all of them are actionable today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'm delighted to be here helping you with your personal branding journey. All of the ways you can work with me are also in the description. I will see you next week. Bye.